Welcome. You have found my treasure. One, two, three, four. Eyes on my side. That was a heroic effort. Use magic to kill death.
Welcome. Oh, time to run the train. I want to run a train. And I already did a bunch. I did actually a lot of switching in the harbor yard here. And before that, I think last time I streamed, I left off in Food Factory. Did some switching. Well, I put together a couple of big strings of tankers full of alcohol. Apparently it was hazmat one, and it took 3 switchers, but I brought that down here. That was a good payout. And then I did a lot of switching, including all of these. The last switching job I did was all of these. You can see them wrapping around back there. All of these flat cars, staked flat cars. Wow, this is a long freaking train. But they were all full of steel pipes, and it was like over 1,100 tons of a switching job to unload them. So it took 3 engines. But I did it. It wasn't a whole lot of payout, actually, compared to the other switching jobs, considering I needed 3 engines. But I had a pretty good feeling that if I emptied these flat cars, I'd get a logistical haul job to take them to Forest South, and there you go. And maybe split it up into 2 halves, but there you go, Forest South. And the reason why I want that is because I want to finally get the caboose, and that is on the way to the sawmill. Forest South is before the sawmill, but still, we'll run this up to Forest South and make some money. Not a whole lot. There's a ton of jobs on the table. There's a lot of jobs that were worth more. But I really want to get my caboose, because we already have the steam engine license now. And, there's the caboose keys, so let's get it, We're going M&J this time. That's the way the number 2 is painted in real life, too. Wherever it is nowadays, if it still exists. There's the number 1. Well, the number 2, I think, still exists in Pennsylvania somewhere for an industrial siding. I don't know if they use it anymore, but it still exists. The number 1 might have gotten scrapped. A damn shame, because the engines have a lot less hours on them. But the wheels were pretty well shot. And the number 1 back in, like, I don't know when, 70s, 80s, maybe early 90s, I don't know, somewhere around that time, the number 1 was involved in some kind of mishap switching. I think somebody misjudged whether a car was clear of a siding or not, and it dug into the side, and so it has damage, like collision damage on the floor inside the number one, where they'd have to heat it up with a torch and flatten it out and do some welding and stuff like that. It was fixable, but it would cost money, and you know, M&NJ has never really had money, so they never fixed it. They just only used the number two after that. Damn shame, really. Because, like I said, the engines had a lot less hours on them. But then the number one had been stored in the old steam engine house, and with all the new stuff the M&NJ is picking up on all the other lines, they really weren't paying attention to Middletown very much. And as I understand it, the number one, oh, what am I doing? I still have to accept the jobs. The number one was the victim of scrap metal vandals. They broke into the steam engine house and actually unwound the copper. That's what I heard. They unwound the copper from the traction motors. So now, besides all the other damage that it already has, now it needs new traction motors. So I have a funny feeling that either some parts might have been scavenged from it for something else, or it might have just been scrapped completely. I don't know. That was the last thing I heard about it, and that was years ago. Damn shame, really. Because, you know, the windings of the motors are copper, and copper is worth a lot of money. Okay, let's go to Forest South. Please tell me they both go to the same track. B7. B6, god damn it. It's not easy to tell which one's which, too. I bet B7 and B6 are both not pulls straight through. So, okay. First one is first. Okay, so the first 7-8 cars goes to B7. The rest goes to B6. Alright. Well, I'm not really doing this for the money anyway. I'm doing it so I can get the caboose. And really, weight-wise, they're just empty flat cars. I really don't need two switchers, but it's better throttle control, and there are some hills, and there's a lot of... This is the forest line. Let's see. The south line here. So there's... Look at all the squiggly lines. There's a ton of really low speed limits, like 3s and 4s, maybe even a 2. So you need that extra power, because you can't rush the hills because the speed limit's like a 3. And also for convenience, we're just gonna run both engines. Now, the problem with these Forest South, Forest Central, and the Sawmill, none of these places have any maintenance and fueling facilities. So if we run too low on diesel, even if we don't run out of diesel, but if the game decides I have too much debt, then it won't let me pick up another job, which will suck. Hopefully that won't happen this time, because it's like a percentage. If you have enough debt versus how much money you have, it's like a sliding scale. So we have a decent amount of money now. We have like 144,000, which is really good, actually. I really worked a lot on switching and stuff. But that means that we should be able to get the fuel down lower before it tells me that I can't pick up a job. These things are pretty good on fuel. We're not going to use that much. I don't think we're going to use that much fuel getting there with these engines. I don't think. It is a lot of uphills, though. Because we're coming from the harbor, which is, of course, down on the coast. Okay. Just want to get up to 40. What am I doing for climbing? can't lay off the throttle. We're climbing. I can't see that. I was just wondering how close I was to the switch. Oh no, that's 30. For some reason, I always get 30 and 40 mixed up on this freaking speedometer. I don't know why. Like when I glance at it, I think 30 is 40. So, oh, I'm sorry, I pick up too much speed. No, oh, come on. I'm spinning with empty flat cars. I guess 30 is good enough. Of course, that means this, well, we'll fix it coming back, probably. Won't be coming back down to Harbor from this end, so that'll flip the switch back. Put the sand on just for a minute and see if we can get up to 40. Of course, the whole train's got to get past the 40 section. And this is a long train. It's not heavy, but it's very long. See, we're still on the main line, the end of the train. And the skin for the M&NJ number 1 that we're in, the black one, I just made it like yesterday or something, but it was I almost didn't make it because it's so simple, but that's what it is. Now, I don't know if the number 1 was painted in the black scheme while it was running in service. I don't know if that ever happened. I think so. I think I've seen an old picture of the number 1 like that. But I know the current paint job that it had when I was working there anyway, which was 10 years ago now, it was painted relatively recently then, like sometime in the early 2000s. I think it was painted by the Historical Society. It wasn't running anymore, but they wanted to paint it, I guess, just to keep up with it. I think it was like just like Rust-Oleum paint. You know, it was like a primer, basically, that the whole thing was painted and it didn't look too good. So they said, you know what, we're going to paint this thing. And it probably didn't cost too much on a 44-tonner. That's cool. Okay, did the speed limit go down and I missed it? That's a tight curve. I know there's 3s on this line. So the 5, I think it's still 5. But looking back and chit-chatting and I missed it, I think. Whatever. I'm not in a big rush. I don't really care if I get the speed bonus on this too much. Excuse me. And yes, I've been up all night, but I'm still wide awake, so I figure what the hell. I've kind of fallen off the wagon with streaming on for the last few days, so I figured I'd do it today. What day is today? Thursday. Maybe tonight with Hard Truck Apocalypse after I sleep. I don't know. I still don't want to do Hard Truck Apocalypse at weird times. I want to try to do that when people are awake and able to watch. I feel like that's the game that people of what I'm playing currently. That's the game that people would want to see. This is more of a, you got to really like trains for this game, and I do, so that's why I like it so much. But why hasn't there been a speed limit sign? There's 1.5. I hope the audio is alright. Got kind of gave up on fixing it. Because there's always some issue. That's right, they're not slipping now. Get up to 50. Make up some time. For that whole big long section where I was doing 30 and I wasn't sure if that was right or not. I said 5. I know I didn't miss the sign this time. Good enough. 45. Four. It's the tiniest tap of brakes. Okay, 40 to 40. So, I think I'm up to date with my VOD uploads to my YouTube channel for it. I might have missed the last one. I gotta check after I finish this one. 3. I almost didn't see that. That was way too much brakes. So I'm gonna fight them. You could tell right as I did it that I put too much brakes on, so I'll throttle them up. Actually, I haven't really played this much in the last few days. Well, except, I guess yesterday I did the big long switching session, but besides that. You get rusty quick when it comes to trying to use the brakes just right on long distances. Oh, geez, 2. Really? That was independent, that last brake application, so that I could not go down too low. Yeah, I can see this being a 2. It's pretty tight, and it's uphill. This line is not easy to run. It's pretty though. It's very pretty. Snow's still here, which is nice. Because boy, when all these trees and bushes grow back to life, it's gonna be a lot harder to see where you're going and see the signs, especially. Across a curve to see where the end of your train is, that kind of thing. Of course, there is a setting in the graphics to turn the vegetation all the way down, but I don't like to do that. Because then it just looks a bit like a barren wasteland. Okay, there's the hill, I guess. Damn. We're doing really good, and then all of a sudden, shoot started sinking down. Three. Of course, we gotta get the whole train over the 2 before we can go up to 3. Which is gonna take a little while because look how long this train is. Wow. That's a long train. So we have the steam engine license. We have Hazmat 1, we have concurrent jobs 1 and 2. We're doing pretty good. And we have 149,000 to our name right now. We do not have the remote control for the diesels yet. Amazingly enough, we've done all of this switching, especially this last switching session that I did, without the freaking remote control. And I've still been getting the time bonuses, too. And now, once I pay off my damages and stuff, fuel mostly, hopefully, we can look at the licenses and decide what to do next. As crazy of an idea as it is, I kind of want to get passenger jobs next. It's $100,000, and I'm sure raises the copay and makes it harder to get the time bonus. But the thing that's making me think, I probably shouldn't do passenger jobs yet is the passenger cars are long. well, there is a mod to shorten the passenger cars, but I don't want to shorten them. I like the way they are. But the problem is they derail really easily. Like, I would never try to bring the passengers on these curves. It's just, the curves are too tight. And especially a curved switch. That you gotta really, it doesn't matter if the speed limit says that you can do 70 over that switch. You better be down to like 30 before you hit that switch, or you're guaranteed to derail. But if you make sure you go slow enough in the spots where you need to go slow enough, which is not always easy enough to figure out, but if you do that, then it's not too bad. I had some decent success with it, but it's just, if it does derail, even if it doesn't cost you much to re-rail it, it's going to cost you a lot just in, I guess I didn't say this right, but it can cost you money instead of make money, basically. So you're paying $100,000 for the license for the privilege of possibly losing money. But boy, I do like the passenger cars, and I do have the steam engine license, and I would really like the steam engine pulls those passenger cars like they're nothing, of course, because passenger cars are pretty light. They're very light, really. And the steam engine's good for 1,000 tons, so pulling those passenger cars is nothing. The steamers have all the nice skins that match the passenger cars. It'll be nice. Or we could go possibly the more sane route and buy the remote, buy another, maybe Hazmat 2, maybe Military 1 license, start doing military jobs too. The problem with military jobs are worth a ton of money, but there's only 3 different places that does military, so it's going to get boring if we do that. Maybe. But that would be the more sane way to go, probably. But I think we were in a 4, weren't we? Yeah, I'm not really. Maybe I'm talking too much. Maybe I'm not as awake as I thought I was. But I'm not paying attention to this too well. Was the one before it a 3 or a 4? I think it was a 4. And here I am putzing around to 3. No, I can't go up to 5 yet because the train is really long, but I could go up to 4. And it's back down to 4. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. But 4 is safe. I really wish this wheel slip light was synced between the 2 engines, because I don't know if that back engine is slipping. I don't think it is, because really they're just empty cars, but you don't know. I love how it goes up to 5 for like a couple hundred feet and then back to 4. That's fun. I gotta try to kind of conserve my fuel too. Maybe that's why I was coasting around to 30 before. That's what it was. It wasn't that I wasn't paying attention. No, I was conserving fuel. We're down to 30. That's still good. Also, it's the 30-40 thing on this. I don't know why I keep getting that mixed up. I do. It's because the steam engine and the big diesel, the numbers on the speedometer, the increments go up by 20 instead of 10. So instead of 10, 20, 30, 40, it's 20, 40, 60, 80. So I think that's got to have something to do with it. I mean, I'd rather have it in 10s, really, but then, of course, you run out on the speedometer. That's why it's in the 20s. Because the big engines can go a lot faster. Okay, that was a 7. Once again, we got to get the whole train through the 4 first. Is it worth it to try to speed up? Probably not. 30. Oh, 8. Okay, so yeah, we can start speeding up. I guess it's straightening out a bit. We're normally able to get up to 55, 60. That's probably about all I can do with these switchers. Well, we got 2 of them, so. Okay, that's good. That's good. 60 is pretty good. And speed limit is 70. Okay, I guess we're still going uphill. I was hoping we would hold our speed. I'd like to get her up to 60 at least. Oh, 50. Never mind. Since these cars are so light, I'm actually going to use the independent more. So I can fine tune the speed. There we go. So I know I'll just over brake if I try to do it all with the train brake. Switch coming up. The switches should all be fine because we've run this route once before. Although we didn't go to Forest South before, so when that junction comes up, we gotta hang it right. So this one is the left. Not there yet. Yeah. Pretty sure that one would be right. Correct, I should say. Correct is left in this case. 7. Uphill. But it's gonna go back down. We gotta really fight for like 50 going up this hill. There's a lot of hills here. Love to save on fuel, but we're gonna drop a lot of speed if it really drops the throttle here. See? Pretty. Going uphill. So she would hold 40, but is the logging camp we're going to. Which means the switch coming up, we gotta go right. Still climbing. Still 4, right? Gotta go up to 5. It's still 4. Oh no, it's downhill 1.4. And right back to 4. Yeah, that's what I thought. Even less than that because this is going to be a tight bend on this, after the switch, I think. So we're just hitting 4. Even with no vegetation in the wintertime here, I can't really see the switch stand yet. Where is it? Oh, it's up there. And we're back up over 4. Yeah, it's downhill, all right. Oh, let's see too. Oh, that's mean. That's very mean. Ah, that was too much. I freaked out a bit. Now we're going uphill, probably. I kind of knew that was going to be a 2, and I still didn't really prepare enough. I was too worried about this switch. Yeah, now uphill 1.4. 6 speed limit. Of course, we got to get the train through that number 2 first. Speed limit. Oh wow, the end is still way over there on the bridge. We're down to 10. Jeez, this is a climb. I'm glad I brought 2 engines. See, this is why you bring 2 engines. Even though it's so light, these hills are crazy. Kind of jumped up the speed a bit there. That was weird. Okay, well, the end is still on the switches there, so. This is tricky. You don't want to lose too much speed, but you can only do 20. 6. Okay, I think we're past it now. The sand, that was way too much. Just come down the center track because I don't know what's clear. Clear. All the way left clear. 6, 7, 8 cars. Oh wow, look at that drop off. Great. That makes working this place really a pain in the ass with the low logs because it's such a steep drop off on each side of the logging dam. All the way over. This side. Sometimes you just really gotta throw the throttle down and get up the hill. And right now, just to get this hill back into the side, I'm getting a lot of throttle. Damage. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. I didn't think I was that close. I thought I had more room to shove them in. Let's see. 10% damage to that car. 15% damage to that car. That's gonna cost me probably $1,000. 96 for now. You got it. I didn't think we'd hit that hard. It's gonna end up costing me. Just come down here. There's one switcher on it. Just to get the caboose. There's a lot of good jobs. As much as I like to do, they never rotate. They couldn't just give me an open, empty freaking track. Put these empties on. Oh, we gotta put. Okay, we got 8 cars here while this track fits 12. So yeah, we'll just fill in the difference with other cars so that you can at least have a couple up to them. And 2 minutes late. So, all at $5,000. What's the damage? Oh, wow. Wait, $25,000 on LH60? What? I didn't hit that hard. Is that the one we just did, LH60? Oh, this one isn't. This one is LH60. So the ones that I was... That's not even the ones that I... How did they get damaged so much? These ones. How's the end of the train? I don't even know I'm not getting the speedy bonus. This is LH60, right? Second derail. We're rolling pretty easy. What? Oh, vehicle 0%. What happened back here? %. Well, that doesn't have to do with me hitting over here too hard. Everything on the track. I don't get it. I don't understand how I damaged these cars so much. Nothing ever derailed. Nothing derailed. I don't know what I did to damage the cars so much. Oh, that's gonna be the copay. Hopefully. I don't know, my copay is pretty high. Mods, so I wouldn't be able to record it anyway. Mods are I must have pulled it too fast across something. I was going pretty slow though. It slacked action because I hit the brakes too hard before that too. I don't know. Can't do anything about it anyway. I wonder if they were damaged before I took the job, but I damaged them in the harbor somehow. Gee, I don't know. I don't think so. Means more grinding. $27,000. This train don't stop anytime soon. I'll find it. I did my typical thing of apply the brakes and release them right away so that they start pumping back up, but the brakes are still working, so that works out. But I guess with that hill, got my air back, but we're still kind of sliding down the hill. Now I gotta go back. Come on, they're just empties. This is gonna be fun with loaded lots. Jeez, that is steep. All the lines of the different state cars, but I can't tell what cars were. Really need the remote for this kind of thing. We haven't coupled yet, or if we're just shoving those empties. Been very slow though. Well, if I'm just shoving the parked ones, it's letting me real easy, so. Yeah, I was shoving them the whole time, but it's 2 cars, who cares? I think that's what happened though, the buffers got tangled up, one car was like overriding the other. But that just happened now though, that didn't happen before when all the damage was already there. I know how to fix this, by the way, I gotta do that. Usually that doesn't really cause damage, but I don't know what happened. I just know I should have just come here with, not even here, to get the caboose. I should have just taken some empty engines. glitches. Usually that's just a visual glitch, though. That's not something that causes damage. Okay, $7,000. Now pay like 40. Oh boy. We have 162,000 right now. Oh, well, my copay's at 18,000. Well, that could have been a lot worse, considering that apparently I did $25,000 of damage. Well, we'll fuel up the engines too, all with one copay. Might as well. It just does it automatically. 18,000. Okay. Buy $18,000. We made like 10 and then paid out 18,000. Okay, the engines are all fueled up though. Everything's paid off. This would be the time to buy a license. We still have 143,000 somehow. Okay. I guess we didn't lose out on all that money, all that much. Things considering. Okay, load up 5 cars. No, more than 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. It's 400 tons. 400 tons of sawmill, that's gonna be another 400. Yeah, we can't. If it was flat territory with 2 engines, I could do 800 tons of sawmill. But no. 400 plus. Maybe do that. I think we'll do these 2 to leave to go to sawmill. On the way to sawmill, here over to sawmill, it doesn't show it on here, but that's where the spur for the caboose is. Now normally I will only ever run the caboose on the end of the train where the caboose belongs. I won't let anybody tell you anymore otherwise. This is a special case. I don't have the remote, so I can't be backing up all these loaded log cars up into that garage to get the caboose. So I'll park the train and just zip into the garage with the engine and have the caboose on the front of the train, all right behind the engine, just for this first run with it. And then I'll always have the caboose where it belongs. 3,500 for the switch job. Is that worth it? Nah, I don't think it's worth the aggravation. I think we'll just spin the engines around and take that. But first, we buy a license now. Got everything paid off right now. By the way, even when we start making a lot of money, I don't know if I'm ever going to get the DE6. The thing is, you can't do the biggest jobs without the DE6, so eventually I'll get it. Like if you want to haul a lot of heavy military stuff up the mountain, you need 2 DE6s, it's the only way. That's a far ways off. So Hazmat 1 we can get, no, we have Hazmat. Hazmat 2 is 130,000, we can just barely... I haven't really seen many trains for Hazmat 2. I've seen a few, but I don't know if I've seen enough to justify that. I'm guessing the copay goes crazy. Yeah, the copay goes up by, what is that, 150,000? Is it even crazier? Is it a million? How many zeros? That's still a lot. I don't think I would use it that much. I would use it sometimes, but not too often. That's a lot. Especially because, you know, some kind of wacky glitch or derail happens. And that copay. How much? So military 1 is 100,000. How much does that raise the copay? 100,000. Yeah, why am I squinting? Just do that. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 100,000. Oh no, it costs 100,000. The copay goes up 300,000. Boy, this doesn't affect the time bonus deadline. That would open up military. Yeah, definitely not yet. So the only thing I really actually, it's either get Hazmat 2. Else. Hazmat and military. I think I will go for passengers next time. I don't have to buy it yet. There are no passengers here. I'll buy it when I can. Okay. I think passengers is going to be next then. It actually seems to be the sane way to go. Most people go for Hazmat 2 or Military 1 next, but I don't know how much that really opens up. Military 1 and Hazmat 2. Opens up some stuff, but Military 1 probably is worth it. I think I want to go passengers next. Okay, we're not going to do the switching job. I decided it's not worth it. So, we want to do 400 tons plus 571 tons with 2 switchers. It's supposed to be good for 800. The problem is from here to Sawmill, right here, and going around that bend up into Sawmill. This grade is insanely steep. Might be the worst one on the map. Pretty close. Well, I think the worst is still from here up into here. Up this mountain here. I think that's still the worst, but this is pretty bad. I wonder if I can do it with 2 switches. Is it worth it? Is it worth the extra 171 tons of trouble? But it's really not. It's only worth 2,000. No. Okay, we'll just no. It's not worth it. 3,700. This yard is a pain in the ass to switch. I'm not gonna do that loading job. Okay, we're just gonna take these 7 cars. Let's find them. I have decided. And we have to turn the engines around because we're going back the way we came up. 66, this string. What we want. Okay. Let's turn the engines around first. So we should probably start up the engines, yep. So paying off all the fees does, it shuts them down. What time is it? Almost 8 in the morning. We're getting a snowstorm today. They downgraded it at the last second. Well, they downgraded it by 1 inch. It was 4 to 8, and then last night I guess he did some more soul searching or whatever, and he changed it to 3 to 7. But boy, he's the best, by far the best meteorologist in our area because he gets so local with it and everything. It's awesome. Hudson Valley weather. He always gets it perfect. Pretty much. I think like I've seen him miss a storm once, a snowstorm. But literally, well, I think he predicted like 4 to 8 or something like that, and we ended up getting like 2. I think he might have predicted a little bit more. Basically, the storm was a bust. But he did say in his prediction that there was a high bust chance, which most people didn't read. They just read the numbers. But literally every single meteorologist in the whole Northeast was expecting a ton of snow. And he was like the only one that was like, hey, I'll say like, 4 to 8 or whatever it was, and then like 6 to 12, something like that. But there's a high bust chance. Sure enough, that's what happened. It busted. I do have turbo right now. Well, I wonder if YouTube's gonna pick up this song. It's a Sega Genesis remix, so not even any voices. I gotta remember I've never been to this turntable, so it's not gonna be lined up. For some reason this game does that. No turntables are lined up from default. Why would anybody not leave it lined up? You literally have to turn the table more after you already get the engine off of it to have it not lined up. That is just a little silly quirk. There's a third switcher here. I don't think it's worth the fuel. It's just a short run over to the sawmill and then with that giant hill. It's not worth the fuel to go 3 switchers and just to add an extra, what, $2,000 for another little string of cars. It's not worth it. Yeah, look, it's not lined up. What happened? Some kids come around and move the turntable? We've got the opposite. We've got Michael Jackson lyrics, but they're remixed into Sonic the Hedgehog music. So it's okay. Eat it. Switch blind to the siding. I really don't want to zigzag back and forth over the hill just to be on the center track, but screw it, I almost never come up here anyway. C3 iron. Hopefully that'll be empty and we can just go through. This ain't worth the money probably. What's the timer? 18 minutes. Let's do 17. I don't think we're slipping. Hard to tell though. I don't know if the second engine's slipping. I really hope maybe with a small update they sync up the wheel slip lights because they really should sync. It's 60, I saw it. That's good. 50's been it's very slightly tap the brake. I gotta switch the throttle off here. Okay, we're good. 70. Still hitting the brakes. I don't trust it. I don't like going through switches that fast. Up now, it's fine. Coming up pretty soon is going to be our little siding for the caboose. Loop 3. Okay, we're not hauling empty cars anymore, so we gotta use more brakes. Wow, use a lot more brakes. Boy, I thought I over-braked and I just barely made it down to 30. Oh, we're going downhill still. I remember when this song was a big meme, like soldiers overseas would sing it into like little silly music videos, dancing to it. Oh, those were always great to see. I was a meme for other stuff first, and then like for some reason the soldiers really got into it. Oh, there we are. Stop. Stop. You stay there, cars. We're on a hill, but went through the air, so we should be good. Famous last words. Whoa, that looks really weird with the snow on it. That looks very out of place. That should be a rock face, not a snow face. Anyway, there's the garage. What's the name? I think a Regiment's garage it's called. That's where the goose is. We got the key. Keys. probably going to kill any chances we had at getting a time bonus, but whatever, I want the caboose. That's the whole reason why I came out here, really. I don't know why the snow doesn't happen on dirt like that. Paint's chipping off already. I got a little lazy, I think, in a couple spots with this paint skin. I used the bucket fill tool instead of the pencil to really make sure I covered everything. Here we go. Dum da da da. There she is, the caboose. Oh good, it's got my paint skin. Okay, no more keys to carry around. That's a scary ditch. Now, I've done this with a string of empty flat cars, with the remote of course. Even with the remote, it was kind of a pain to shove the flat cars up into here to grab the Hey, we have a caboose now. Great. I love the caboose. It's really, technically speaking, it's really not necessary, but I love it. Alright, now, a few things that you can do with the caboose. First off, the caboose, unlike anything else, including the engines, has a handbrake that you can turn, and you can do it with the independent brake buttons. It's the same thing. Or you can do it by hand, but that's a pain in the ass. Of course, in VR it probably isn't, but yeah, that's one thing. Second, once we get the remote, which we still don't have, if you're not in the sun, the remote battery dies. And you can throw it on here, and that charges it up pretty fast. That's two. That's the two most useful things. Well, also, it's got a career manager here, so if you'd like derail or something, you can pay off your fees here. Or if you're Mr. Moneybags and don't mind about paying double cost for diesel or coal or water, you can do that here too. And it's got, so that's the most useful things, but also it's got all these little drawers, cabinets, and stuff that you can, basically you can store all sorts of stuff in here, and it all stays in here. Which is awesome. So basically all that stuff that I haven't lost and found is going to go in here. It's going to get packed away in here somewhere. That's more of like a personal preference thing. You don't have to do it. I like to do it. And you can go up here in the cupola, but it's kind of buggy to sit. But annoyingly enough, you sit just like an inch too high. Like I want to sit just a tiny bit lower, and then you have a really good view out the cupola window. But you're never going to actually do that unless you're a multiplayer and you have one person running the engine and the other person can hang out in the caboose. But still, I love the caboose. Love having it. And I love how you can just hop on without having to use the teleport button to get on. Just hop on. Okay. Back to work. Wasting time. And of course, it doesn't weigh much of anything to drag it around with you. Oh, and also, the train brakes on the caboose work a lot stronger than the train brakes on basically all the other cars. They actually did program that in for that, which makes sense because, especially nowadays, all of the brake pads on all of the engines and cars, they're all made out of composite material, basically like rubber, solid rubber type thing. And they wear out over time. Well, any brake pads wear out over time. But the caboose is so old that it uses the old fashioned style brake pads, which is cast iron. Of course, the downside of cast iron is it's going to spark your metal on metal. But the upside is they clamp down a lot tighter. Cast iron brakes grab and stop much better than composite material. I think it's almost twice as good, if I remember correctly, because we had to know that because the brakes, the independent brakes on the engine, the 44 tonner, that was old enough. Those were cast iron brakes. And the caboose, if we ever used it, which was extremely rarely, but so you got to kind of compensate for that. Now you've got one car that brakes twice as hard as everything else, which of course means if you use the caboose a lot, the brakes are going to wear out fast. But the cast iron ones last a lot longer than the composites to begin with, I'm pretty sure, and I think they're not super expensive. But the problem with cast iron, because metal on metal, is that they make sparks. They might. I can't remember which wears out faster now, if it's cast iron or composite. It's been too long. I would think the composite would wear out faster. The way the composite brakes are is there's a metal plate, and then all the rubber is kind of stuck to the metal plate. And as long as there's any rubber left, it passes inspection. Now with cast iron, you gotta measure the thickness of the whole brake shoe, because the whole brake shoe is just one big piece of cast iron. What was the speed limit? I didn't even see it. We're not going to get the time bonus anyway. I'd like to pick up the speed I can before we start going uphill. I think it was 5. It's not still 3. 7 there. You got a switch coming up. Which is probably already set too. Yeah. Oh, 4. Jesus. Full brakes. Oh, God. That was terrifying. Oh, still at the end. Okay, we're probably gonna get stuck now because that was terrifying. And now we got the uphill climb. Oh, that is the worst. They designed that on purpose. Oh, do you want to get a run up before the hill? Yeah, screw you. Here's a 4 out of nowhere. A switch. It's a 7, and there's the uphill starting. I gotta get the train over that curve first, though. Throttle up. Guess we'll put the sand on now. This is gonna get bad. This isn't the bad part of the hill yet. It's just starting. 5. Oh, don't make me put the brakes on. Slowing down on our own now. Happy if I can hold 4. I know it got 2 engines and it's not super heavy, but still. I did start this job. C3I. I never know which side C is at. Southeast C, so we went left. That was a little scary. C3I. Good. Go straight in. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Okay. There's never much of anything here at the sawmill, which is a little weird. Because it's a big place. Actually, there's a set of logs here. We're bringing out a set of logs, and there's empties everywhere. So this time there is a lot here. Other times that I've come here, there's like one load leaving out, and it's like 3 or 4 cars. It's nothing. Oh, really? We were that close to the time. Set it like a minute fast, so maybe I got it. Oh, we got it. We got the extra 1800. Okay. Hey, that one's an OW gray. Nice. Alright. Good. Oh, we got a bunch of switching jobs. Well, one of them's going to be a load and prepare sawmill the goods factory. Sawmill the goods factory 8600. That's actually not too bad. This is going to end up being the same thing. 76 times 2. That's 600 tons. I think if I go north from here, I think we're past the craziest of the hills. If we go north from here. So we can do 600 tons with 2 engines. Right. Unload logs. forks I've sucked up. I wonder if I can cut out 1 inch. Better not. It's just hills in and out of these yards. Is this what we want? C93? Yes. Oh, 10 minutes. It's just unload it and drop the whole thing on 1 track. I see. Still hooked up. I did not hook. Alright. Where's the loading track? It's this yard, isn't it? 4L. I'm just trying to get everything set up and ready to go because we are on a tight time limit with this one. Looks like we're good. The train just bouncing around. Look at that dip. That's crazy. That's logging for you, though. It's how logging railroads kind of are. Their track's really rough. I'm pretty sure I put the brakes on enough, but still kind of moving. Oh, I went too far. I'm not used to this yard. Yeah, we needed both engines because under this hill we gotta shove back up. That's kind of what I thought. You could go with one, but it would be a pain with the sand. Take forever. Hold on a second, I'll get going. Let me just double check that on everything left. Make sure. Yeah, we're good. the thing. And set my watch. So now we're going over one. That's right. This. Here. Doing it again. I'm going way too far forward. All I had to do was go past this switch. Oh, not that one. Please. Thank you. Bonus. Okay, next I think is these 3 cars here. Yeah. 20 minutes. You're gonna make me split up 3 cars. It's only 3 cars. It's gonna take a while. And then the next one after that is load and prepare, which means get a bunch of empties together, and that can be done with 1 engine too. And once I have that one together, all the empties together, and I'm ready to start the job, then I'll start up the second engine because that one's pretty heavy. Worry about fuel too. I just did it 3/4. This might not be past the switch yet, and I'm not. Oh, no. That confuses the hell out of me. The switch for this... Yeah, that's just a dead-end parking switch. This one. I'm always trying to go past this one when all I need to do is go past this one. That is right. It's too bad you can't control the engine with the caboose. That'd be neat. You could if you had the remote. You can stand here with the remote, which is what I do a lot. But I don't do the remote. It's fine. I think I will buy that next time I'm in the machine factory. Because we got the extra money for it. It's only, I think, $25,000. Just to have it for switching. Even though, once I get myself a steam engine, but I think we're going to use it pretty much any time we leave town. Unless it's a really small road and we're just transporting something. But then you got to find the steam engine again, so you might as well just keep it. Although you can see the shadows from this side. Alright, 3 cars. Job's only worth $2,000, but whatever. Money is money. B1. C4 and B1, yeah, of course. So silly. Whatever. I know we only have 1 engine, but it's only 3 cars. All I need to do is get past this switch. And I can't see. B4L, that means we're already in B. So no matter what this says to do first, we do B first. This one goes to B1, 948. Yeah. Look how bad he guarded. Such a cool place. Oh, sorry, such a cool place, Galbadia Dirt. Even though, you know, bad guys were, but well, the students didn't know any better. They were students. Had a brain freeze. This is B, right? Yeah. Gotta be. Pretty quick braking for most of the car. I only used the independent there. Well, maybe I'm streaming just to make myself tired. Well, in that case, it's working pretty good. I'm tired. I wasn't tired when I started. Get this switching done, get our train ready to go, and then probably call it a stream. Next time. What? It's still open. What's going on here? That's coupled. Looks funny, but it's coupled. Do I have to couple this in? Air. Oh, no air. It was already open and I closed it. Now I gotta wait for it to air up. buttons. Wait, fingers. Work the right buttons. Jesus. Brain. Please. Just go back like a car. Come on. Downside of having the caboose here is it can get in the way as we're switching too. Right now it's kind of in the way. C4. So that's the other side, the other yard. I am live, right? I figured I'd check after, what is it, almost 2 hours. Make up for me just generally being slow. Once again, I didn't have to get to that switch, I only had to get to that switch. I don't know if I'll ever get used to this yard. It's not that difficult. So I keep going too far forward. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Way over that one. Oh, already there. C4. Thought I had to shove it back more. I'm already here. Okay, this is the ending thing now. I wonder if this didn't get copyright claimed. So iconic. 13 minutes and they gave us 20. Yay! 2,000. Good deal. This isn't even paying off the fuel, probably. Okay, just the big one left. SL53. I'm guessing these empties that I just hooked up to I might want. Oh, only one pickup. Oh, it's easy. I thought I was gonna have to get a bunch of. I guess there was only one spot for empties. Yeah, let's just grab all of these. Take these 2 steak cars for the ride with us. We could save us from having to park them somewhere. I don't know where it's going to want me to park these. Do we have an input track here? Yes. Okay, we can put the steak tracks cars there. They won't be in the way. Shouldn't have streamed this early because, I mean, on one hand, I don't really care that much about like viewers showing up or whatnot. Well, I do, but it's not the right way to put it. I'm just doing this for fun. Whatever happens, happens, basically. But I really hurt my numbers a lot by streaming either early in the morning or in the middle of the night. Sleeping is the only number that I need for affiliate now is at least 3, an average, oh, where am I going? An average of 3 viewers overall. I think my average is at like 2.8. I gotta hold that for a month. That's tricky. What am I doing? Hitting the wrong button, that's what I'm doing. That's pretty tricky if you're gonna stream at like 4 in the morning or something like that. No, it's 2 cars. Track is empty, so I don't care that I can't see right now. Just pick the side and stuck with it. At the remote, I would be kicking these cars, but I don't. Seen something flash, like somebody said something in the chat, but I think it's the bottom of the OBS window flashes like every once in a while for a split second. It's like hide coding. It goes away almost instantly. Or like maybe the connection, the green square for the connection flashes right for a second. Something flashes and catches my eye sometimes. 10 minutes. C1. Turn that on because it's gonna get to the other side of the ceiling. Must be the other end. Oh, that's convenient, right? With the other string that we're gonna take. Yeah, I'm past it. That time I tried to stop at the right spot, but let's just say she didn't really want to stop. That's still rolling, right? Fucking hell. Jesus. Definitely needed both engines for this. Can't see. There we go. So what you gotta do sometimes. Get the whole train together. Let's see if we can shove it. Should be able to. A little worried about two shunters not being quite enough. But I don't think we should have that many hills to go up. Go on the goods factory, so it'll be okay. Yeah, she's moving it pretty good. Again. Alright, 2 minutes to spare. $1.59. Just make sure this is right. I'm not going to Forest Central. You really want me to go Forest Central? Go Forest Central. Forest Central is up the spur from farm. It's in the middle of nowhere, basically. FH21. FH20. That makes it easy. Boards and boards. These are thick boards. 2x4s. lumber. What do they call that? Boards. Boards would be like flooring. Yeah, these are 2x4s. They're even bigger. Actually, it's hard to tell. They almost look like 4x6s. Yeah, these are 2x4s then. Now, as easy as it would be, you just keep it hooked up like this and just go. First off, we are facing the right way, right? Yeah, we want to go that way. Yeah, we came in from there, and we don't want to go the same way we came in, so yes. But the caboose, this is an added extra step that we're going to have to deal with. This caboose does not belong at the front of the train. It belongs at the end of the train. So we've got two options. We can disconnect the caboose, shove it all the way down to the end, and then pull this whole string out and back in. Or empty track here. Yeah. We can park the caboose here, then run the engine around, grab it, tack it on the end, and then run the engine all the way back. The only thing that's keeping me from just doing it the first way is because we've got a decent amount of weight. I'm gonna have to pull it down that hill so that I can throw the switch and come back up the hill. It's just annoying. I would like to leave on the right track though, so that when we come back it's lined up correctly, but yeah, the center track here. There's an input there. Just wondering what I should leave it set at for next time storage. Okay, there's an input on both yards, so. Yeah, I think I'll drag the whole thing out and put it on this track. It'll be a good test. I've only got to drag it past this first switch here. To drag it all the way out past the freaking turntable switch. There. Well, I never loaded up the caboose with all the stuff from the Lost and Found. It's a lot of trips back and forth. If I had the remote, I would have just parked it at this end, and then you could just hook up on the fly with the remote and just keep shoving. But since I don't, I don't want to have to make the extra move of hooking up the caboose. So I'm going to put it down here. And it's on its own, and it has a handbrake. I'm going to use it. Someday all the cars will have handbrakes, I hope. Well, I don't know, I'm guessing. I don't think it's on the bullet points of things that they want to do. But it just makes sense. But the flat cars they would have to figure out because there's no place to put a brake wheel. flat cars that I've ever dealt with, the handbrake was like this lever on the side, and you had to ratchet it with the lever. It was kind of annoying, but how else are you gonna do it? Now, the real old flat cars would have a big wheel up high that was like flat that you would turn. Those are the real old flat cars. Don't ask me why I just pulled forward that far. Just kind of zoning out a little bit, I think.
You better believe it. Hold on. Yeah, heavy traffic.
Heavy traffic. I don't like it. Maybe. It's just 2x4s, so I shouldn't care. Tell me this wood should be heavier than this. This is a lot of lumber. Apparently it's only like it's like 500-600 tons. Like 600 something tons, I think. Which is a lot, but I expect this is a lot of cars. Looks like it should be even heavier. Lumber's heavy. But I'm gonna feel it coming up this freaking hill. It's 9 o'clock. It's almost too late to go to sleep. Not really. The snowstorm we're getting, it's not supposed to really start. I guess we got a bit earlier, but then it's gonna lull, and then it's gonna really start around like noontime or so. And then it's not gonna stop until tomorrow morning at like 6 in the morning or something like that. Late afternoon sometime. Mom's like, well, maybe you can do it when most of it's done. Hi there, Benny. You can do it when most of it's done, but the problem is you snow blow before it's over. And then overnight you get like 2 inches more. Now what are you gonna do? 2-3 inches. You can't snow blow 2-3 inches. You gotta shovel the whole thing. So no. I'm sticking to my guns. I'm not gonna snow blow until it's all over. How you doing? I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna stop now or make this run to Goods Factory first. I think I will do this run to Goods Factory first, actually. Kind of already worked through the yawning phase. Oh, hey, we're there. Couldn't tell. Yeah. Well, it's not too easy to make it to one of my streams because I don't have any kind of schedule. I'm all over the place. Now it's 9 in the morning for me and I'm streaming like it's prime time or something. It's not. It's 9 in the morning. Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna go to Goods Factory. I'm excited. Okay. There. Corridor. Alright. Should be relatively easy, actually. The only real climb I can think of is gonna be in the farm up to the steel mill, but that's not too bad. It's worse going that way. This way isn't too bad. And I'm not sure about this line from here up this way. I haven't done it enough times, but I don't think it's too bad. I think the speed limits are pretty slow, but I don't think there's much of a help. Hopefully. This way, this is easy, that's easy. Right up into Goods Factory is a bit of a hell, but I think we'll be fine. Yell at me if there's any audio issues, by the way. I think it's all fine, but like if the music's too loud or... It seems like it's a little too loud, but it kept being too quiet when I would watch the streams back, so I think it's okay. Ooh. Okay. What's the time limit? 63 minutes? Wow. Yeah, this is a pretty long distance, huh? It's not gonna take that. I think we'll probably do it like 45 to 50. That's my guess. But definitely 63. Let's see, that's 60. Okay. Yeah.
If I could be somebody else, I would be Terry Kavanaugh. Making the games like those who can be. Everyone play them in the
Five.
graphics isn't really it. No, the gameplay and story is what makes it fit.
D5 is usually where you go there. Yes, good. Both D5. Thank you. I can pull straight in.
Terry is a monster, I think we all know that. The levels what it did makes you wanna call it twat. Making things the hard way, I really don't like that.
Yeah, it seems to be snowing just about everywhere nowadays. I can't get over what's going on in Texas. It's insane. My dad's down in just north of Houston, I think. Or is he? Spring, Texas. Yeah, it's a bit north of Houston. It's kind of a suburb. And he hasn't had power for like, how long has it been now? 2-3 days. But he's got a generator. So he can't run everything, but he can run essential stuff, and he's probably got heat, I would think, if he's got a generator. I think he was talking about firewood, though. So he's got like a fireplace or a wood stove. Crazy. When snow like that hits a place where it never snows, then you're just screwed. I couldn't get over how much snow They didn't just get like, normally when the South gets a little bit of snow, they get like a half inch, an inch, and everything's shut down because of the ice, and nobody knows how to drive on it. And there's no salt trucks, there's no plow trucks, yada yada. But this time, Texas, like even down by my dad, by Houston, they got like 6-8 inches. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! They don't get that kind of snow in Texas. They did. Basically, all you can do with that much is just sit around and wait for it to melt. There's no such thing as snow shovels and ice scrapers in Texas, because or at least the southern half of Texas, because it never happens. And sander trucks and plow trucks. Yeah, that's at the end of the road. Yeah. Well, because they just don't know what to do, because they don't have any infrastructure for it too. Well, you would think after it's happened a few times, you'd think they'd be like, all right, we better prepare. I think my sister is down near Atlanta, Georgia, somewhere. And a few years ago, more than a few years ago, they got like one of those like inch, maybe an inch of snow or a bunch of ice or whatever. And everything was just crippled. Anybody that drove just immediately drove off the road. Nobody knew what to do. There was no salt. There was no plow trucks. Yeah, they think it just won't happen yet. But, and then after all that happened, like I don't know, maybe the next winter after that all happened, I think it was the city of Atlanta. She's not right in the city, but the city of Atlanta was showing off that it had like 3 plow trucks for the entire huge city of Atlanta. They're like, oh look, we have plow trucks. 3. Oh my god. And I was just thinking, well, just do what they do down in New York City. Just just put plows on your garbage trucks. 'Cause that's what they do. I mean, they have plow trucks too, but that's how they have so much plowing capabilities. Is they just take their garbage trucks and bolt the plows on the front. Yeah. Was that a 4? I think that was a 4. I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna err on the side of caution. I haven't really been up this line too often either. Is that a 3 up ahead? I don't know what it is. Oh, we're down to 3. Where I live, we have pretty good snowstorms. It's not real crazy like lake effect snow like up in like Buffalo or whatever, where they get like 3 feet of snow a day or something crazy like that sometimes. But we do get a lot sometimes. Well, this year we got a blizzard. We got 2 feet of snow, and most of that snowpack is still on the ground. Hasn't really melted. It's compressed down a lot, especially because we had an ice storm a couple days ago. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad. Well, it was ice. It was really icy in the morning, but as soon as the sun came up, and then it warmed up to like 40 by midday, so it melted. But that must have compressed the snow down a bit, which is good because I was running out of room to throw it. Still at a 3. I was pushing the speed a little too much, but we're okay. Now it's a 4, but I gotta get my train around the curve first, unless we're still way back there. So now I'm guessing after all this, all these different places in Texas are going to have to figure out a way to prepare for this. Because, hey, it happened once. It might happen again. Global warming. That's when you know when global warming kicks in, when it starts snowing in Texas. I should have said that. I'm not supposed to get political there. City Southwest. Oh wow, you make it up this line really quick. Yeah, that's pretty good. Sorry, global cooling. No, climate change. Use the right terminology. I mean, I understand it makes it extreme in both ways, but I don't know. I believe climate change is happening, but I also believe there ain't much squat that humans can do about it. Except deal with it. Yeah, I bet almost none of those trucks are four-wheel drive, though. You don't need four-wheel drive in Texas, usually, unless you're out in the country. We got about maybe 600 tons or so 2x4s. By the looks of it. Going to sit in a goods factory. Just past now that switch is set for the siding, which is the siding of the branch. Kind of annoying, but what can you do? Still got the really bad curve coming, so no reason to go more than 30. Still got a 30-mile-an-hour curve coming. And my dad is originally from here, from New York State. So, yeah, he knows how snow works. I don't have the brakes that much. We're already down to 30. But he's been in Texas a while, so once you get acclimated to a certain thing. Ice is a real killer. A little bit of ice will go a long way in stopping somebody. Yeah, the mixed crap is the worst. Because it's icy, it's wet, it's heavy. And then you get the snowblower out, and the snowblower clogs up because it's too wet. I hate it. Finally open her up a bit. Look at this. That might be copyrighted. Kind of fast. Oh no, we were only doing 50. I thought it was going faster than that. Oh yeah, look at all those oil tankers waiting to be blown up. Not today. Not ever, hopefully. The house I used to live in was up on a hill. And the driveway was concrete. And it was just like straight up the hill. Very steep. Like maybe, let's say just about 4 cars long. Of just straight hill up, and then it had a big like concrete patio in the back where you could turn around and stuff. You could actually fit like 4 cars behind the house. It was nice. But boy, that hill in the winter. Always fun trying to get the cars up there, and of course you get a ticket if you keep your cars parked out on the street. So, and then the concrete down at the bottom part of the hill was aggregate. It was like rougher. I guess they figured they would have more traction that way. But it meant that the snowblower would just keep getting stuck. Or if you're shoveling, the shovel would get stuck on those little rocks in the concrete. Oh, I loved the house. I wish I still lived there. But that wasn't my home. I thought we were down to 5 minutes. I was like, what? I know I'm taking a little bit too long. I want to take. It's not that bad. Alright, I'm running. It's like 4 hours past my tent time, I guess. I just didn't feel like sleeping now. No. This is gonna be my last run here. Goods factory, get parked up, make your money. Probably gonna call it a stream. Actually, I was gonna call it a stream before I went out of Goods factory, but then I was like, you know what? I think I got a second wind. Sure. This way, the hill is really turned. Speed, power, and all that. You hear the birds sing. They work quiet. They hear me talking and then they gotta talk. Overheating. Okay, we made it over there. Really good. Very good. Better be thrown right. One of these days I'm gonna leave one of these switches wrong and we're gonna go flying into a freaking siding. It just woke up. The sun's out fully by now. Put a towel over them. And I feel bad putting a towel over them because it's the only time I'm gonna see the sun. We're just gonna run up to the goods factory. See me with my headphones, I barely even hear. I guess I'm just used to it. It's not like I could turn the mic gain down much because I talk kind of quietly, so I don't need it where it is. Train too loud? Feels like it's getting a little too loud. I usually don't have to rev it up this much, but I'm trying to get some speed here. This is too loud on my end. Switchers. Yes, yeah. I have a feeling my fuel's going to be low enough it's not going to let me take any new jobs when I get there. Which is going to suck because I can probably make a bunch more money just by unloading all this lumber. I have a funny feeling it's going to say no. some reason they give you the warning for this switch way early. I guess because it's a long section of the same speed track. We're not there yet. Still got a lot of time. I haven't been going that fast either. Very good speed limits are anyway. Would have been a lot faster if I had the steam engine for sure. Momentum is important. Oh, the door is open. That's why it was loud. Left the door open. I mean, for switching, I usually do that, but when you're running with the engines wide open, running from city to city, I usually close the doors. And gotta keep our speed up because we're about to hit some pretty good hill. Getting up into the goods factory here. And we're on the hill now, but even once you come through the tunnel, it's a bit of a hill. By pull straight in around the loop because they always leave that track empty for you, especially with this train. There's so many cars. That's good enough. Oh, of course. Oh, fuel and... Yeah, it's definitely not going to let me pick up any switching jobs. And it's starting to overheat. I backed off of the throttle a bit, hoping that it wouldn't overheat, but... Alright, that's going to have to be good enough. That's pretty good. We made it up to 50. This is all good. Oh, not many cars here. Means they're gonna have to be putting long cars there. Okay, straight ahead, straight ahead. Okay, we're good. Annoyingly enough, you can't get fuel here. That's why I was worried about that. You have to go up to Oil Central, or Oil North, that's what it is. I love the passenger train mod. it's very easy to do that. There's a pretty steep learning curve with this game. It's all about momentum and having enough power for what you want to pull. Like these little shunters, they're only good for, which actually is probably a bit more than they really should be good for. They're good for about 400 tons on level track. When you're hitting hills, you can cut that in half. So if you've got 400 tons and you're trying to say come up from harbor, you're gonna have a hard time. I've got 2 engines here, and we were struggling a bit here and there, but not too bad. I think we've got about 600 tons. This is clear, right? 5i. We're here. I really want to be able to unload these cars, but I'm not going to because it's going to tell me I have too much debt. I know it. This engine's down to a quarter tank. The back one's probably closer to half because I did shut it down a little bit when I was switching. Too long with the brakes. I know, you're getting low on fuel. Still got a good quarter tank though, so calm down. I don't know why you can't get fuel in this place. Goods factory, it's annoying. There's a service spot, but you can't get fuel. You can only like do repairs. It's like, what's the point of having a service place if you can't get fuel? I mean, I kind of understand why, because there is pretty close by, there's Oil Well North, which has a really nice fueling. It actually has the only maintenance area that you can pull a train straight through. So you can pull your whole big long train through it to fuel up. Which is really how a lot of them, if not all of them, should be fueling spots. So much time left over on the clock. Like, something like 33 minutes. Usually I would stop and run up to the station office to turn in the quest, but since I have so much time, I'm going to actually run the engines back around. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to do any other quests anyway. Oh, I got to get the caboose though. God, I have the caboose now. You know what? I'm still gonna hook up to the caboose and bring it around with me. I'm gonna stick it on the reversing move, I guess. Well, I better stop here and turn on the last thing. I just realized I have the switching to do. Well, I'm going to shut this one down. Actually, will this one have more fuel? Yeah, I'm going to shut that one down. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's gloat. Get the money just so it stops beeping. So they gave us 32 minutes. No, they gave us 63 minutes and we finished in 32. Wow. I didn't think I was going to be that quick. And I wasn't even going all that fast in some places. Nice. 12,900 for that. $14,600 for that. That was a pretty darn good run right there. Nice, nice, nice. No car damage. Good, good, good to hear. Oh, what is my copay now? 63,800. Jesus. So that's gonna be 24,000. Half of that. You manually service. I need $12,000 in fuel and repairs. Okay. But still, we have. 187,000 right now. That's pretty good. Let's do this little bit of switching and grab the caboose, stick it on the reverse loop. For the big diesel, but I'm not going to use the big diesel. I like the steam engine. It's just a pain in the ass to find the steam engine the first time. There's not too many places where it can spawn. There's only a chance that it can spawn usually. The only place it's guaranteed to spawn is the iron mine. I think iron mine east. Both have a high chance of the steam engine spawning, but only one of them is guaranteed. Basically, once I get the steam engine, I am not letting it out of my sight, pretty much. Anytime I go from one town to another, it'll be the steam engine. I shut it down when I get somewhere and use switchers to do the switching. But, yeah. In my world, steam is king. Manage to run it efficiently, it can even be a lot better fuel-wise than that big diesel. But it's tricky to get to run it efficiently. Sorry for yawning. I think the last thing I'm going to do before I stop streaming is I'm going to set up this caboose where I want it. Did I leave the other end open? Probably did. I'm going to get the caboose behind the engines the way I want them. And I'm going to load up all of the stuff in my lost and found in the caboose. And then I'll follow the stream. I'm still recovering from blowing the air. This game is amazing for its price, really. pretty darn good train simulator. I think earlier on it was a bit more of a game than a simulator, maybe. It was a bit more of, aha, what'd you derail on now? Type thing. Now it's like a full-blown train simulator. It's really good. I've never really tried out Microsoft's Train Simulator, whatever year it's up to now, or Train Sim World, because I could never afford it really. And I'm kind of glad I never did get into those games, because boy, the DLCs and all everything's payware just about, and it's I don't think it's really all that special too, from what I've seen people playing it. People stream it and whatnot, and I look at it and I'm like, I think until like Train Sim World, all the other ones that were like Train Sim and whatever year it came out, they all used like the same game engine. They just had very small little features that were upgraded and a different, a different HUD over the screen or something like that. And you're gonna pay how much? $40, $50 just to upgrade to a slightly newer version that uses the same game engine. Or you can just buy this game once. I mean, this game, granted, there's only one map. There's only 3 engines. You are gonna get tired of it. Unless you're a real train freak like I am. But it's also in early access, and they're very actively working on it and upgrading things and making it better. I think the big update, they're going to be adding a small switcher steam engine, and they're going to kind of rework how steam engines work, I think. And a bunch of other stuff. They're going to add mod support so people can just make different kinds of trains and everything. So I mean, it's really good to get into. I have a feeling they never said it, but once they get enough big updates, when they really improve the game a lot, I have a feeling the price might go up. I don't know. Just guessing. Okay, what am I doing? Oh, we'll stop there. I want to like park right here. I want to park somewhere where I'm close. I guess we'll go. Oh, I didn't do what I wanted to do. Damn it. I can do it here. I gotta run around the caboose here, so it's only around. This is probably the way I had to do it. There's a lot of things that still need to be ironed out and stuff, but yeah, it'll get there eventually. There's going to be a small update coming up very soon. It's going to get rid of the snow that was just temporary for Christmas time. It's actually lasted a few more weeks than they thought it would. I think one of the things they want to include with the small update is giving them trouble. City Southwest. It wouldn't ring the alarm at me for the low fuel when it's not even running. It's a little silly. See if the hill was there. All it did was release the brakes. It was there, rolling downhill. Now the exo caboose is right behind us. Where it belongs. Oh. Yeah, they get like that. Okay. I'm about to stop, but I'm just gonna get a bunch of crap and put it on the caboose first. 6. Look at all this stuff. Yeah, that didn't go. Not 1. Okay, we'll do 5. Grab as much as you can, we'll sort it out later. Oh, can I grab everything? Not quite. Close. 2 trips. That's not too bad. Okay, this is what's so cool about the caboose. So you can just find places to put stuff, like in here. That's where the shovel's gonna go. Never mind. There's the steam engine guide that goes here. Now this is a lot easier in VR, I would think. Get things exactly where you want to put them. Okay, licenses. These are real basic ones. Shunting. There's no real need to do this, but I like the idea of storing everything somewhere. Engines. Current jobs. I try to have some kind of order to this, but train driver, that's basic. Start the game with train driver. Quick guide. Shunter. You know, they never made a guidebook for the DE6, the big diesel. There's one for the shunter and one for the steam engine, but there's not one for the big diesel. It's not too hard to figure out, but still, it would be nice. Well, there's going to be a lot in this drawer, I guess. Lighter. Might keep that on me, actually. Hazmat, that's one of the ones to really show off. That goes in the top drawer. Hazmat and military, they gotta go in the top drawer. Pain in the ass. Trying to get to lay flat. Okay, close enough. It'll settle maybe. There's the shovel. There's some drawers that I recommend not using because the paperwork that you put in it just falls underneath it and you can't get it back. Oh, don't do that. Come on, I always put the shovel in there. Stay in there. Really? That never gave me so much trouble before. I always had the cheap shovel in here, expensive one in there. Okay, now it's better. Okay. But this drawer, it's very tempting to put the guidebook for the remote in here. Don't do it because it sinks down through the bottom. It's like the bottom doesn't exist, and then it gets. If it just fell on the floor, it wouldn't be that big a deal, but it gets jammed underneath the drawer, and it's pretty much impossible to ever get that book back when that happens. The other drawer that's kind of broken like that, I think, is this one. Same kind of thing. You put something in there and it falls underneath it. You you'll never get it back out. That's why I kind of don't want to put, well, I'll put the lighter up here. This drawer is always full. Love how I've got the diesel chugging away, idling, although these switches use almost no fuel light on. While I'm doing all this nonsense, loading up all this stuff in the caboose. Wow, that's all the income. Okay. Alright, we got everything out of the lost and found. Yay! Now it's all in the caboose. Portable lost and found. Spawn at any time just from the main menu, but you know, whatever. And also, this is completely useless to me because every single key that it tells me for the controls, I've keybound to something else. So this is completely and utterly useless. Current jumps to okay. Got all of our lost and found stuff in here. I don't know what I want to set this to. Doesn't matter. I usually don't really need that. Got everything memorized. Alrighty. Next time, the first thing we're gonna have to do is run up to Oil Well North, which is just up the line here, just to fill up the engines, because we're pretty low on fuel. I know damn well it's not going to let me take more jobs here, which sucks because there's going to be, at the very least, a switching job to unload all this lumber that we just brought in. Yeah, it's not worth that much. 3,400 plus probably two. Yeah, 3,441.50. Well, actually, that's $7,000 right there. 3,000 there. Just under 3,000 there. Yeah, it's not that special. Now, if we got the passenger jobs, we did that. There's a passenger train right here, City Southwest, which is the run that we just came here. Well, no, we came from Sawmill. Now it says that it's only worth 7,200, but if you make it there under the 67 minutes, you look up here at the top, transport to CSW City Southwest, and then parentheses, $14,000 bonus with on time. That's how the express passenger jobs work. They're not worth much face value, but if you make it there under the time bonus, then that's where the money is. So if you make it there in time, that's double what the original reward would be on top of it. So that'd be what, 21,000 total. That's pretty good. The next thing, well, I'm not gonna be doing anything out of here. The next thing I'm gonna want to do is go to, I guess we can try Harbor again for the steam engine. Or we could just freaking not even go to Oil Well North, just run light all the way down to Steel Mill. Fuel up there, and there's decent chance of a steam engine there. I don't know, we'll see next time. Freight Hall Machine Factory, you can get a steam engine there. 12,400, that's pretty good. And I get the remote there. I can't pick it up now though, that's the thing. 6,000 just to go down to Steel Mill. Well, there you go. Once again, I gotta fuel up, which is Oil Well. Oh my god, we're gonna go fuel up an Oil Well. we're gonna find a job of, you know, oil tankers or whatever. To go to Harbor, probably. Machine factory would be even better. But anyway, that's for us to figure out next time because I need to go to bed. Thanks for hanging out and chatting and stuff. Always cool to see some people show up. I really gotta try to stream at better times, but you know, it is what it is. Anywho. Oh, I actually remembered this time, but it's 10 in the morning, so there's probably nobody streaming, but I should raid somebody. Hold on. Ah, Kiko and Squirrel. No, they're both way too big. How am I gonna raid them? Never mind. Not gonna raid anybody. Nobody's online. I'll see you guys around next time. Later.